Hi guys, so today we are learning about elapsed time. So what is elapsed time? Elapsed time is the total amount of time that passes from a starting time to an ending time. So if I was to say that Miss Kaylee went to work at 7:30 and she ended her day at 3:30, my elapsed time would be 8 hours. Okay? When we work on elapsed time in third grade, what they're going to do is they're going to give you the starting time and they're going to give you the elapsed time, and you're going to have to figure out the end time. Okay? So let's review a couple of things first. So the first thing we're going to do is we are actually going to review what you already know about time. So you should already know from first grade and second grade that your shorthand right here, this like red or pink hand, that is the hour hand. Okay? And I think your teachers have told you shorthand for hour because hour only has 4 letters in it. Okay? And then your longhand right here is for minutes. And it's because when you look at the word minute, it's longer. Okay? 1 minute, y'all should all know, is 60 seconds, and 60 minutes make up 1 hour. And then 30 minutes, of course, is a half an hour. Something else to remember is that when you're looking at time and you're looking at this hour hand, if it's pointing and it's showing as in between 2 hours, between 7 and 8, you go with the lower hour. Okay, so it is 7, and then you would look at where your minute hand is. So when we look at this minute hand, it is on the 6. I know that from 12 to 1 is 5 minutes. 1 to 2 is 5 minutes. 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 5 or 4 to 5, 5 to 6. So if I was to do 6 times 5, I would get 30. So this clock is showing that it is 7:30. Okay? Sound familiar to y'all? Do y'all remember that a little bit? Okay. So let's go on to our next slide. Okay. So looking here, we're starting to talk about elapsed time. So what does elapsed time look like? And I showed y'all 2 different ways. Okay, right here we have a number line. You can take that clock, and if you were to open it up, it would become a line. Okay, so you can turn your clock actually into a number line, or you can just write on the clock. Our hours are our mountains, and then we can either go by 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Miss Kaylee usually prefers to go by 5 minutes. Those are our hills, and then 1 minute is our rock. Okay, so let's look and see how this actually looks in real life. So I've got a clock here, and our starting time on this clock is 12:25. And our elapsed time is 3 hours and 15 minutes. So let's see how we could find out what our end time is, okay? So from 12, I'm going to do my hours. So I'm going to do 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. So that puts me at 3. And I was at 25. So now I'm going to count my 15 minutes on top of that. So 5, 10, 15. So that puts me right here. So my end time would be 3, what? 3:40. Let's see, 3 and 40. Okay, so if I was to take my clock and actually do it as a timeline or a number line instead of doing it right here on the actual clock, what I would do is same exact thing. So from 12:25, I would actually just go 12:25, 12 to 1, 25, 1:25 to 2:25, 2:25 to 3:25. Okay, and then I would do my 15-minute increments. So 25, 35, 45, or 40, and 45. So I would end, and I'll do a different color. I would end right here at 3:40. Okay. Y'all all see how I did that? Okay. Let's try one more. Oh, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to erase all of this beautiful work because now I have different numbers, okay? Different times on the clock to find my elapsed time. Okay, so this time my starting time is 10:58. So if you look here and I'm looking at my clock, it's not really at the 11 yet. Okay, it's almost to the 11, but it's still not at the 11. So it's right down here at the 10. Okay, so it's 10, and then right here, it's kind of in the middle. So I guess that it was like 10:58. Okay, 10:58. I'm going to do 4 hours and 12 minutes. So let's go ahead from our hours. We're going to do our mountains. So let's do 1. So it's 11. 2 brings us to 12. 3 brings us to 1. And 4 brings us to 2. I don't know what happened there. 2. Okay. Then from our minutes right here, I'm going to do a couple of rocks because I know that 58, if I was to add 2, I would get to my next hour, right? And right here, I'm adding 2. So let's go ahead and do that. Low rocks, 1, 2. So that brings us to 12. Okay. Which I guess would bring us to 3, really. And then add 10. So 5, 10. Okay. So that would put us at 3, 10. Okay. So let's go ahead and show you on here as well. So if I wanted to do the mountains first to show y'all here, I could. And actually, let me show y'all because I know it could be confusing the way that Miss Kaylee did it right here. So let me go ahead and show y'all a little bit of a different way. I usually like to do my mountains first, but you can always do your hills first. So right here, if I do my rocks to bring it to 12 first, and then I do 5, 10. All right, and then I could do it. So let's do that here. Okay, so our little rocks, 1, 2 would bring us to 11. I don't know what I did there. 11. Okay. Then 5. Whoa, that's a little too big. 5, 10. Okay. So if I was to go from now, I'm at 11, 10. 12, 10, 1, 10, 2, 10, 3, 10. So my end time would be 3, 10. Ooh, did the wrong color. 3, 10. Okay, I know it could be a little bit confusing, but I know that y'all can do this. Y'all are rock stars. And if you use the technique I did with the mountains and the hills and the little rocks, I know that y'all can do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you your actual assignment for today. So the assignment that y'all are going to be doing today looks just like this. Okay? It's got the clocks right here, and it is, or the start time with the clock, and then it is giving you the elapsed time. So when you look at this clock, here's your hour hand, and it's on the 3:15. So your start time on this one is 3:15. So you're going to add your hours, okay? So if Miss Kaylee was like, okay, our start time is 3:15, I've got to add 1 hour to that, so 3, 4, and then 40 minutes. So 15, and I'm going to add my hills. So 15, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So that would put me at 4. And when I added the 40 minutes to my 15, I ended up right here at 55. So the time would be 4:55. Okay, now I'm not going to make y'all write the timeout. What y'all are actually going to get to do is you're going to get to just take and drag the correct answer. And once y'all have drug the correct answer onto this board, you're actually just going to turn it in. Okay, so this is y'all's assignment for today. And then y'all can go do the quick check that is in the Google Classroom for y'all. All right, guys, good luck. Have fun.